Hello, 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 and welcome back to some Yakuza. Now, oh shit. I'm gonna openly state this, and this may be evident from what I've just done. Give me a second. I'm a little disorganized today. I kind of woke up at like, I want to say a bit after midnight, and I just couldn't get back to sleep. So I have been awake for like solid 4 hours, in and out of kind of like a bit of consciousness, dropping to sleep for like 10 minutes. So I'm a little fucking all over the place. So yeah, that's a fucking good thing. Really. I do not know what else to really say other than like I am running on little to no sleep. I'm not quite exhausted yet, but I'm kind of in that state where like I'm trying to synthetically do the energy. I'm sure we all kind of know that moment, especially from when we were younger, where you like try and push yourself to have more energy than you actually have, and it's you squeezing out the last little bits of it. So I expect by the end of this stream, or maybe even earlier than that, but like definitely by the end of the stream, I'm probably gonna have like a bit of a dip and everything, and I'm gonna get real tired. So I apologize if I end up finishing the stream a little early. And basically after that, I'm probably gonna comatose. I'm also kind of a little fucked over from yesterday because I also didn't set up like the tweet this morning, because I always have a tweet go out like 40 minutes before my stream to kind of inform that I'm about to stream. Alright, what do we got? I don't think we've got anything that I can... I don't like that. I'm actually going to restart the game. I don't know if you can quite tell what's going on, but basically it's defaulting to keyboard, which it normally doesn't do. And that's even after a movement, so for some reason there's something that's infecting the step event. That means it's, because normally the step event should have it that like the last input is what it defaults to. Which either means that something's going on with the, short answer is it's just going to probably be really slow to respond. And there'll be input delay, so I'm going to avoid that. Alright. Going well, going well. Yeah, see, now it's disappearing. I still don't know why it defaults to new game. I fucking hate games that do that. No, not many games really do it nowadays, because they acknowledge that like if you've got... In fact, if we're being honest, what most games do nowadays is that they have a new continue and load feature, and it will default to continue if continue is there. Alright, now what I was going to check. Sub-stories. I believe we've only really got this one going for us. So with that being the case... Yeah, no, it's not here. I need to actually talk to this dude. Alright, all set. Let's fucking go. Headquarters might start asking questions if we file expense report. Goddamn. And you'll need to use the load function anyway, so why is the continue even there? Like, yeah, I hate games that have like what I appreciate of games is they'll have new game, continue, and load game. Continue just automatically loads the latest load file. That's great. I hate when it basically sends you to load anyway, because then at the point it's not even a case. And here there's just like, I think there is just save and load. I think you can load from here, but yeah, there's only, well no, there's not even save. There's new game and load game. Like, continue game as a concept was introduced really to just make it easier to get into the game that you're doing. And I appreciate that at least. I saw an examine. Like slimes where the continue can load a file a few hours before you last. Yeah, that was. I don't agree with that. That's a bad system. Rid. I'm just looking at random documents at this point, and I don't think it's quite what I'm probably supposed to be doing. Oh no, it is actually what I'm being supposed to be doing. Just fucking around. Right, assault on Yoshiharu Ueno. 1. Case overview. The attempt on Yoshiharu Ueno's life was carried out on April 21st, 1985. Shortly after noon that day, a lone gunman armed with 6 revolvers burst in the ramen shop located in Tokyo Suginami Ward. Yoshiharu Ueno, chairman of the Ueno Sewa clan, was one of the 20 men shot inside and one of the 2 who survived. The gunman was one Taiga Saejima, a 20-year-old member of the Tojo clan. On the day of the incident, the Ueno had just been released. Ueno had just been released from serving a 2-year prison term. With him were several top members of his clan. This report is missing something. Just like Katsuragi said, according to him, he should be the one listed as the killer, but all that's here is the part Saejima played. 2. Investigation. Tokyo Metropolitan. What the fuck is that? That's not a human being. What the fuck is that? Ugh. It's not even lined up right. The face is just not right. What the fuck? They literally fucking modeled the character, ripped his face off, and then plastered a fucking PNG over it. What the fuck is that? Oh, I don't like that. What the fuck? Like it's off. Oh, I don't like that. Right, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department formed a special investigation team led by detectives Taigi Tanemura and Junchi Suguichi. Lord. Dad and Suguichi? They worked the case together? Why haven't I heard this before? What the hell's going on? Huh. I can't even remember the voice I was doing for him. I think it's just... What did you find out? More than I expected. Oh. Let's go. What? Already? Yeah. I have a good lead. No point in wasting any more time here. Chief, I have a few things I need to check out. Why don't I see you later? That's fine. I'll be back at the station if you need me. Just don't do anything crazy here. Your father wouldn't want you going out guns blazing over this. I wouldn't go that far. I think I'll head back to Homeland for now. I need some time to digest all this. No new sideways popped up? Not that I can see anyway. Reported stalking a woman in Nakamichi Alley. What was Nakamichi Alley again? Yeah, it is that area. Well, I'm guessing it might be this. You wanna hang out with me? Told you, I'm not interested. Somebody get this guy away from me. Hey, I'm with the police. Better knock it off before I haul you in. Huh? Mind your own goddamn business. I'll pick up chicks however I like. I saw it on Yahoo. You literally pick them up and run away with them, and they love it. Yahoo Answers is the best place to get your information. Nah. I need to stop trying to get it off that. Go on. I don't want to waste my heat on you. I want to save it for our next fight. Oh, nice. They all want to date Tanimura. He's just a stud. I mean, wouldn't you want to date this weird fucking creature that doesn't run correctly? I'm gonna go this way because this means I can get to Homeland faster. Homelander? I mean, no. God, all of the fucking meme images just flashed through my head just then. Like him laughing at the end after killing people. Yeah, funny. I am excited for more of that. That'll be cool. Oh, fucking speaking of, you know, have y'all heard that, what was it? Is it Street Fighter? A movie is gonna have, no offense to new Tanimura, nice guy, but the OG Tanimura sang karaoke. Exactly. It's just a fucking downgrade, clearly. No, but fucking Carl Urban's gonna play, is it Johnny in it? I want to say, is what I've heard. And I'm gonna be honest, I'd never watch that movie, aside from the fact that maybe I might watch it for that. Just because Carl Urban's also a fucking Kiwi, so of course I'm gonna support him if I can. But like, that just sounds fucking funny. I love that idea. I actually fucking can't get over the fact that with the boys, two of the most beloved and famous characters from it are played by Kiwis. Because in case people didn't know this, a little bit of pride on this. So Carl Urban's Kiwi and he plays Butcher in The Boys. But Anthony, who plays Homelander, is also a Kiwi. And there's actually in the bloopers, I believe, of one of the seasons, he makes a fucking joke that is just Kiwi talking. Where it was when he was like throwing a baseball or something like that from a barn, and he fucks it up and he's like, we don't throw these back where I come from, it's normally a rugby ball. So yep, fuck it is. So yeah, no, I find that absolutely hysterical. But yeah, no, I heard that and I thought that might be actually quite fun to watch. Fucking such a like cheesy sort of character from Street Fighter be played by Carl Urban. I mean, it's in Final Talks, I think. And I got Sir Anthony on the side for us at the moment. Sad times. Yeah. We've actually, for New Zealand, we've got like a surprising amount of people that are quite famous in the acting sphere. Because like, to be fair, Tamora Morrison's not really doing much outside of Star Wars nowadays. Though he's gotten on an age, that's partly why. Because yeah, Temu's, he's a Kiwi. He famously does the clones for Star Wars. We've also got a famous director that's been going around, relatively popular. Though I'll admit the last Thor movie he did was not so great. Just a joke. Christian Bale's Welsh. Is he? I actually never knew that. I never really thought about where he came from. I still think Christian Bale's a far better actor than a lot of people think he is. He just never gets the like. I don't know if it's him or his agents, but he never actually gets good roles for himself. They don't let him actually be a good actor. It's kind of like Leo in that sense. Leo never picks good roles for him. Like, he's never in good roles and he never gets to really show what kind of actor he is. Because I think he's good. Like, I think both of them are quite capable actors. I just don't think they get good opportunities. And if someone fucking says he's good in Dark Knight trilogy, I fucking counter you with saying that trilogy's terrible. And the only good thing about that trilogy was Heath Ledger, and that's about it. Because that's not a good Batman. And again, that's not saying that it's Christian Bale's fault. He did pretty fucking well for what he did. I stand by, like in Thor, the recent Thor movie. Sorry, I should be pressing at least the fucking progress of this. In the recent Thor movie, I think he did an amazing job with the God Killer, as much as what the God Killer was expected of. I just really wish that they'd written the God Killer better. But I think he fucking nailed what he was given. Just the idea that, like, it was a bad character and he actually made it interesting. Because he managed to convey some really cool and complex parts about it. I just still think the fucking writing was terrible. Like you tell us, we like the music and theatre over here. It's part of the culture. Yeah. I mean, like, that over here, theatre's actually a fairly big deal. Music, I think, in New Zealand's not as big as it used to be. I think that's a little disappointing. Like, I think we've really lacked on kind of like a... We've moved very heavily to software engineering as one of our primary exports. So at this point in time, our primary exports are forestry, dairy, and software. So it means that in a sense we don't actually export culture anymore, and like we don't really have any our culture environments are definitely taken massive hits because they were extremely reliant on external tourism, and due to somewhat recent events over the past few years, external tourism's not exactly been a fucking likely thing on almost a global scale. So, you know, so a lot of our kind of tourist hotspots have really fucking tanked. Because I guess, yeah, we've also got like Peter Jackson, which just about everyone fucking knows that name just because of the Lord of the Rings movies. Which I still think he's a bit of a pompous twat. Any story he gets a hold of, he fucking morphs into what he wants, but the problem is that sometimes it can be too much. A lot of people had some of those complaints with Lord of the Rings, but we all kind of got over it because the movies were still fun. The Hobbit, a lot of people were a little less willing to put up with his bullshit because he managed to stretch out moments that, while he thought were important, were not important in the original book to a lot of people. And honestly, the character development in A Hobbit was fucking awful. You could argue that that's part of the original stuff, but I would also argue that's partly his influence because I've seen his other movies. I've watched Bad Taste. Most people fucking haven't, and that's a good thing in some sense. That was a movie that was made over like a few years on a budget that rivals like your fucking lunch. You do need to do the old advertising campaign. New Zealand, we're not Australia. God, we fucking had to do that for years. So often I still get that. I still get questions about like, oh, what's going on in Australia? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like at the moment, we've got a fucking North Island flooding because we just got hit by a real massive storm and it's pissing down rain at the moment. Like literally our biggest city at the moment's actually got flood warnings going off. I don't know, I haven't looked at the news this morning. It's probably fucking terrible at the moment. I have actually been like reading what's on screen, but like I'm also kind of just speaking over it because, again, it's not really anything substantial happening at that moment. Oh shit, we're going on to the next chapter. Let's go. Money.
Boy.
So you're gonna launch an internal investigation. But yeah, like I think the problem is that most of our external advertisements around are Air New Zealand, which is our like our flights. And we have a lot of real cool jokes and culture inside of our stuff for that. But fuck me, that's not on an international level. That means you are already coming to New Zealand when you see that sort of shit. We need to like advertise better on an international level again to get stuff working. I don't understand why we're still slow to do that. Especially with the WHO now declaring the situation. I'm still hesitant to really say it because it is technically it's still got a little hesitation stuff on YouTube, but with COVID-19 they've officially deemed it not a big deal anymore, which it basically is evidence that yes, it was always going to eventually turn into something equivalent to the common cold. We all knew that. Well, anyone that was paying attention knew that. But we had an ad campaign once, come to Wales, because England is full of English people. I like that one a lot. What the fuck would France have for their advertisement campaign? Because, like, you can't even make an argument. It's like, well, the worst people on the planet are French, so, you know, come to France, we swear you won't get introduced to many French people. I like that idea. They get our TV too, so they saw it. I bet you they probably sat there like, you know what, I'm fucking sick of the other English cunts. I mean, fuck. I stand by that. That phrase is very, very just normal here. I fucking hate you, YouTube, for making it a banned word. But like, they're probably sick of all the other English. And they're like, you know what, I could really do with not being with the English. Oh, hey, Sin, you came in after I fucking broke some terms of service. What word is banned? You know the word that we say a lot and Australia says even more? Be specific. Fuck you. You're being one right now. No, we're just complaining about how New Zealand really should fucking set up some better ad campaigns on an international level to get tourism going again. We used to have good ones, but we don't fucking have jack shit now. Oh boy, am I gonna meet with Akiyama? I had a moment there of not remembering his name. I apologize. Again, I have been awake for like 5 hours. I'm doing great. Oh, right. Oh, I'll try. See you later. That's the last fucking line of this entire scene, and that's the only line I fucking voice. God damn it. Alright, head for Sky Finance. Well, I know where it is, so it's fine. I love how the game's not even going like, oh, well, I believe it's behind this area over in Tenkaichi Street. So, no, you fucking remember, you assholes. It was literally earlier in this game. In fact, you've probably tried to pop in there a couple of times with the wrong character. No? Oops. Sure, you could go to England and pretend to be Harry Potter, or New Zealand and be fucking Gandalf. Exactly. Who wants to be fucking Harry Potter when you can just be fucking Gandalf? Like, that's so much cooler. Holy shit. Actually, you know what? Is it? Where is it? Give me a sec. I'm gonna try and find something. I've been working on the beard for eternal amount. Yeah. No, okay, that means it's a... I found it. This is something you can get at Weta Workshop, right? Now, it's gonna be really fucking hard to show this on the camera. But this is a map of New Zealand based on the filming locations for... Actually, what am I doing? I can do this and make things so much easier. Yeah, map of New Zealand, New Zealand map of Middle Earth, and it's all of the filming locations that they used for a lot of key locations, and based on the realistic things as well. Yeah, I got that. Sorry, we were talking about it and I'm like, oh, I could show that. Get these nerds to see what a real wizard looks like. Exactly. To be fair though, I do want to stress, like, a lot of our tourism didn't actually come from Europe. Most of our tourism used to come from like Asia and such. Well, at least in my experience. That or the Pacific Islands and stuff like that. But again, like, that's kind of the whole argument of, oh wow, your tourism primarily comes from the Pacific and Australia. Wow, who would have fucking guessed? Also, to be fair, a lot of the tourism from Australia sometimes was New Zealanders, or ex-New Zealanders I should say, coming back to meet up with their families. Also, a majority of the tourism that goes to Australia is New Zealand, so, you know. That was a fucking tangent. We fucking had to run out of the goddamn room to go get something. Asians love nerd culture too. Yes. Oh, I mean, like, they probably find, like, Māori culture really, really fascinating as well. Such a, like, passionate and, like, extroverted, in a sense, culture. Very much a kind of encounterance to a lot of, especially nowadays, a lot of Asian culture, which is a lot more reserved.
どちらさん？あんた、秋山さんか？
そうですけ
ど。あんた、どこかで？あんた、この前の？そうか。あんたが安子さんに金を貸した男だったのか。安子？安子ってリリちゃんのこと？どうしてあんたリリちゃんの名前を？
So that's his story. Shouldn't tell you any of this. Nope, never asked. Figured it was something serious, but dang. Borrowing enough to put 100 millionaires in debt. All to save your wrongfully accused brother on death row. I just wish she'd come to me earlier. Might have saved her from going down a dark path. Well, now that Katsuragi's broken his promise, we can at least put the money assured to rest. Yeah. I'm sure she'd want you to have this.
Yeah.
No, I'm good. Wait. What? I'm saying I won't accept the money. We're straight. Okay, explanation, please. Regardless of how things went down, I lent that money to her. Isn't it only right that she be the one to return it? I don't know. Won't that leave a big gaping hole in your account? Detective, I have so much money I hardly know what to do with it. And I'm not interested in making it. As for the 100 mil, I couldn't give a rat's ass if I never saw it again. Why? You see, I only lend money to people I feel are worthy investing it. That way, I can see how my loan affects their life. That's a much more meaningful reward than seeing numbers on a spreadsheet. Not sure I understand your logic, but okay. Point is, I'm not taking that money. Not till she returns it in person. Where's she anyway? Okinawa. Her brother was transferred to a prison there a few days ago. She said she wanted to be near him on his execution date. I knew she was a keeper. What? Did I not mention? I fell for her. What? Like, in love? Exactly. So I'd really like to see her again. Unfortunately, that money is the only connection between us now. If I take it back from you, the connection's cut, and I'll probably never see her again. Some say love lasts only as long as the money. Ain't that the truth? Pretty sad, huh? Almost as sad as this Arai-san business. Arai? One second. Also, hello, Draken Emperor. Hello. Oh, Kiro-chan, how you been? Found Arai-san yet? What? Mishima? You mean the Ueno-gun without a bullet in his head? Uh-huh. Yeah. Alright. Okay, leave it to me. I'll get back to you. Bye. Who was that? I heard something about finding Arai. That was Kido, Arai's right-hand man. What? Might as well tell you now, I'm helping Kido find his boss, Arai. He's a good kid. Why? Because I can't afford to lose Arai-san. Shibata's boys are going nuts trying to find him. They're trying to appease the Ueno Sewa by handing him over. I need to have a bit of water, I think. Good lord. Here we go. We have to find him somehow before they get their hands on him. Oh, lord. Of course, if what you just said is true, I've been betting on the wrong horse. What's your connection with Arai anyway? I've been backing him out of personal interest. Not a mob front or anything. Still, this whole thing's been a real kick in the sack. Who'd imagine Arai-san would be in bed with Katsuragi? Never pegged him as the type to make a move like that. So, what exactly was that call about? Oh, that. Kido-chan was looking for Arai-san when he stumbled across the other Ueno-gun. You know, the one that disappeared after the shooting? There was another one. Guy named Mishima, who was sworn brothers with Ihara, the guy Arai ventilated downstairs. Wow. Okay, that's a bit fucking me. So, what about him? He's been asking for police protection. In exchange, he'll say he'll cough up all he knows. He wants the police. He wants a detective he can trust. One that can protect him from a Ueno Sewa clan. I think you should go talk to her. Me? Yeah, you're a perfect fit. I mean, based on what you said. This force sounds like a total snake pit. Plus, you can't count on Suguichi-san or your superiors. What better person than you? Lord. Why should I? Who knows? Might get you a step closer to the truth you're looking for. How'd you figure? The recent shooting between the Ueno Sewa clan and Ganemura Enterprises room? I've got this hunch it's all connected to the case your old man was working in back 85. There's just too much overlap between the main players to be a coincidence.
もしあの新井さんが裏で繋がっていた桂木の命令であのドンパチ事件を作為的に起こしていたとしたら、
まあ、桂木は柴田と共謀して登場会を乗っ取ろうとしていた。
Okay, I've been reading the script, I see. Yeah.
共謀していたはずの柴田を裏切り。
Again, fucking finally a smart protagonist. Even the fucking detective protagonist is a stupid asshole.
強引なやり方でな。だが、どうして今になってそこまでする必要があった？今までも殺そうと思えば殺せたはずだ。なのになぜ今？
焦っていた。
そう。桂木は焦っていた。
Yeah.
ドンパチ事件が起こる前に何とかして25年前のことを知る人間を殺す必要があった。どうしてだ？
指示されていたからか。桂木を裏で操っている人間に。
その人間ってのは
25年前の真実が公になってはならない人間。事件をもみ消そうとした警察の連中か。
そういうことになる。警察内部に裏切り者がいるってことだな。どうする？三島って男に会ってみる？その価値はあると思うけど。
おい。俺が行こう。だが罠を張る。
罠？何それ？
その三島ってのが本当にあのドンパチ事件の生き残りなんだったら何か知ってる可能性もある。
まあそりゃそうだけど。
なら三島の存在は桂木だけじゃなく警察の裏切り者にとっても邪魔なはずだ。
なるほどね。わざと警察に三島との接触を報告して裏切り者をあぶり出すってことか。危険な賭けになるぞ。覚悟はできてんのか？
なあ、俺にとってこの山は自分の人生そのものなんだ。
God, I love Akiyama. I'm not even playing as him and he's the better character in this fucking scene. Mijiyama is supposedly hiding out over at the docks at Tokyo Bay. Your best bet is to take a taxi there, unless of course you have a fancy cop car. Thanks for the advice. Now, to report my next move to the station. Hi, this is Tanemura from Community Safety. Can I get someone to an organized crime, please? Yep, anyone there will do. Thanks. Hi, this is Tanemura from Community Safety, reporting in. I just wanted to check in before I go meet with a Yakuza member named Mishiyama, a material witness to that shooting in Kamurocho the other day. I'm meeting him over at the docks in Tokyo Bay. Yes, that's right. No, he's already there. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay. Now that's taken care of, I'll be on my way. Alright. Just be careful. And good luck. Akiyama's read enough of the script to know, like, what's going on, but not enough of the script to know what's going to happen next. You gotta like that. He doesn't want to spoil you too much. Alright, Michiyama is supposedly supposed to be hiding in a warehouse on the docks. Getting there by cab would draw less attention, the least attention. In the underground parking lot. There's also a side quest. I'm more inclined to go do the side quest. But yeah, no, I had a feeling, so cool. We can get this done. Where is this bugger? I think we can all agree that side quest is the main quest, pretty much. I mean, let's be honest, some of these side quests have been fucking hysterical to do. Though, I have to say, they've been a little less funny in some of these games. I miss my Yakuza, like, 0 and Yakuza Kiwami 2 side quests the most. They were very, very silly and very, very fun. Where the fuck is this asshole? Yeah, I guess I'm in. The cops followed us here. Yeah, it's almost. Did you see the fucking there was a break-in at a jewelry store or a diamond store in Japan some time back, and like it's so fucking weird. These dudes just in the middle of the day break into like the store, or what it looks like the middle of the day, maybe evening, break into the store fucking with masks on, nick all the stuff, and then just like the guys in diapers. They have some good. God. But yeah, like they had masks on everything, and like they were straight up, they steal like a bunch of crap. Apparently, like they actually had it listed how much. But yeah, they nicked all the stuff, and then they just jump into a van and fucking drive off. And like this is fully filmed and everything, like by general public. In fact, I appreciate some of the general public, they just tried to fucking close the doors on them a couple of times while this was all happening, so it would make it so they couldn't easily get out. Trying to, I guess, delay for the police getting there, because yeah, like there was just this woman that was trying to push the door closed as much as she could, but like the moment they really pushed past her, she just backed off and was like, you know, that's the correct thing to do. Don't be a fucking hero, but also if you can do something, don't be like, don't completely not do anything. Where the fuck am I supposed to be looking for these guys? Oh, it's a manhole. That's what it is. But yeah, no. So that was a weird fucking thing I saw the other day. Over on Twitter. Behind a car, probably. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'll check the local area where they were. Ah, here's one of them. You found me! It's like hide and go seek, except you punch the dude in the face. Much more fun. Alright, well that's one of them. There was 3 of them? So one of them tried to hide in the toilet without even closing the door. So we're off to a really fucking good start. God fucking damn, where the hell are they? Oh. Oh, I guess fucking timed out or something, I guess. Oh well. I still got a reward. It's either it timed out or the other 2 actually did just get caught. To the golf course? Hell no. Right, yep. You thought I was going to the docks. That would progress the main story. We don't do that here. Fuck you, fuck all of you, all over. God, one day I'll be allowed to sprint again in these games, and it'll be so fucking nice. Alright, what's the side quest here? Okay. Hi there, do we know each other? These guys look like professionals. Guessing they work for Bridge. That just means I'm getting close to uncovering its true identity. I'm almost to the bottom of this, Dad. Can't go dying just yet. Ooh, one of them has a gun. Extra owie. Alright. Well, if you're not gonna throw the first punch, I fucking will. Nice. Alright. You know, you can try and fight back, right? said try, by the way. I want it noted. I said try. I didn't say succeed. I said try. Museum professionals run away with their tails between their legs. I should get in touch with Saki-chan about our next move. Ma-chan, I was hoping to hear from you, sweetie. Are you finally calling to ask me out? I appreciate your good humor, but it's no time to joke around. We need to talk about bridge. Oh, you're no fun. Well, okay. How about we meet up at Shallock again? Then Shallock it is. See you there. Hey, he complimented your humor, okay? Gotta give him some fucking credit. I do not think this. Oh god. Let me have a word with Cha. With ya. With her? Hey, with her. Sounds like a really shitty fucking British name. What's your name? I'm with her, mate. With a grain of salt. There we go. You couldn't see what was going on, neither could I, but I just went off feeling. And I like feeling my fucking fist through their face. Oh my god, I maxed out my inventory. I don't do that often. Fucking goodbye, Blackjack Amulet. Use you later. I mean, what? No, I wouldn't cheat in poker. Remember the good old days when you could throw money at your problems. God, why did they ever get rid of that? Well, I mean, technically it's not gotten rid of, it doesn't exist yet, because they never came up with the idea yet. But you know what I mean. God, it was a good idea. So much nicer. You're late. You know you're not supposed to keep a lady waiting. Sorry. Like, fuck, even in the earlier games, you would have had enough money to kind of get away with it. I guess, yes, it makes the most sense in the game that's set during, like, the big economic boom. But let's be fucking honest, whenever there's been, like, hostess club stuff or just a job thing in these games, of course, you could just use a taxi. Not as much in this case, to be fair. The distance to getting to the taxi and then from the taxi to the Champion District is about the same distance as walking from there, and it does not guarantee I'm not going to get in a fight in that distance. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about with this. So that's what Yabe left behind, hmm? You're right, I'm afraid that alone wouldn't be enough to catch our man. And here I was, so close. Isn't there anything we can do? I could always infiltrate the syndicate and scope things out. What do you say to that? I say it's too dangerous. Oh, please. All I'd be doing is working my magic at an affiliated venue. Besides, now that I've seen the documents, when you say I've passed the point of no return, at times when you actually have to fight the trash, yeah. It really is. Really is. I get that, bud. I'll masquerade as a hostess. Sweet talk my way right up to the bad bridge himself. I don't know about that. Have a little faith. With enough makeup and the right dress, I could be your perfect femme fatale, and you know it. Well, certainly have the charisma. Alright then, just don't do anything too crazy. The fuck am I agreeing to? Are you off and where are you off to in such a hurry? Look into the relationship between my dad and this mystery man. Okay. Got nothing to lose, so I was thinking I'd get my fortune read by the greedy old lady. Naomi-san? Yeah, she really seems to know her stuff. So what's in the crystal ball anyway? Oh, you know Naomi-san is actually an informant, right? Well, she seems suspicious. That's one hell of a cover she's got. Don't tell anyone, okay? There's a lot of risk involved in being an informant in Kamurocho. Why do you want to know about Kay so bad anyway? There's another name that pops up and all over my dad's notebook. Just want to know what kind of person he was. Besides, there might be some connection to Bridge. I see. Well, if I find out anything, I'll contact you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Alright, we gotta go see the set. Now, this is a time I could definitely warrant doing the taxi. Because that's literally it's on fucking the other end of Tenkaichi Street. So, bit of a distance. Like, let's be honest, right? Fucking Yakuza 0 had some of the best mechanics for just like getting around and getting everywhere and all that. You could get rid of trash. It also had shakedown, which was a brilliant mechanic. It could be abused, yes. Not gonna dispute that. But the way it was designed meant that you could effectively use it. For a variety of reasons. I knew you would return. Hello, Miss Informant Dealer. I assumed you heard that from Saiki. Yakuza 0 was the 9th game they made. It's not a fluke that is so good. Yeah. Like, they put in a lot of work and they made a really fucking good game. And they deserve the praise for it. Like, it's not a stretch to say it is by far the best Yakuza game I've played so far, and I've actually now played 5 of them. Well, playing the 5th now. So I feel like I have the thing. This was the 5th, but it's okay, but no Yakuza 0. Yeah. Like, this game's fine. Like, I feel this is really something that's hard to kind of express. I'm not trying to down talk the like Yakuza 3 or Yakuza 4 or something like that. I'm trying to stress that like how much I loved Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 was phenomenal. They did an amazing job with it, and it is just the peak of what I've experienced so far. But that's not saying that the bottom of the barrel's bad. Like, it's just like Yakuza 1, Yakuza Kiwami 1 had its issues. Yakuza Kiwami 2 had its issues as well. But those were mainly because like my computer couldn't fucking handle it. Yakuza 3 had a lot of its own issues. You had as an advisor in Yakuza 0. Oh yeah, that's right. Like, it's just, there's so many things that, like, if you look at it all, that yes, Yakuza 0 was a perfect storm, and they tried to iterate on it and it didn't quite work. But like, you could say that with like the Persona franchise as well. Persona games constantly try and push ideas in different directions and see what's new, and because of that, each Persona game has improved somewhat, at least overall, on its predecessors. Sure, some of the previous ones have certain mechanics that are far better, but like, it's hard to... I've very rarely seen people actually say Persona 5 Royale, for example, was bad. I've just seen that people have not played it, or people enjoyed the original one for different reasons. And again, that's kind of my argument. It's okay to enjoy it. It's just, objectively speaking, they've improved. It's taken the elements from the previous one and somehow adapted them. Sure, there is a couple of times where they didn't do that and they fucking reverted things, which make them worse. But, you know, what game franchise doesn't do that from time to time? Yusuke Kaga. That's one mystery solved. Only thing is, the name K suddenly stops appearing in my father's memo book one day. Kaga was fired for mistakes made on the job. Fired. After that, he opened a coffee shop. Foreign prostitutes were among his regular customers. Really? He had looked after them while he was still a detective. Even after he was fired, they would still come to him seeking advice. People still love OG Dark Souls more than the newer ones, but the newer ones are technically better in some ways. Yeah. Look, I stand by, and I know I'm going to piss off a lot of people with this. Dark Souls 3 is, objectively speaking, overall an improvement over the previous Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 2, they tried to introduce stuff like adaptability, and that was a mistake. Dark Souls 2 is by far one of the hardest of the franchise. Dark Souls 3 combat is fine, lore's kind of weak. Yeah, the lore's extremely reliant on the previous games, and it doesn't really do anything itself. And I want to kind of also add to that is the weakness that Dark Souls 3 has the most with its lore is the fact that it didn't even reiterate the lore. Because Dark Souls 1, to my memory, is basically you beat the Lord of Cinder and become the Lord of Cinder. For a variety of reasons that will be too long to get into. In Dark Souls 2, you're basically beating that. And then Dark Souls 3, you're defeating the Lord of Cinder stuff again. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, the boss tells the most lore of like the previous games than out of the rest of the game. And that's because it just copies the movesets. Canonically, you like the flame. Yeah. Basically, more or less, like that's kind of what like the original Diablo games were about. Like Diablo 1 was literally your character eventually becomes like the host. And becomes the final boss of Diablo 2. And that was fucking awesome. People loved that. Dark Souls is more or less the same. But like, yeah, Dark Souls 2 is by far more difficult because there was so much more to do in it. And it had so much more punishing elements. But god damn, like the combat all the way through has been pretty much the same. But they just make micro adjustments and make things cleaner. Elden Ring, they went too far on a lot of angles. I know a lot of people do not like that game. I think that they actually did an amazing job with like balancing out answers. So it meant that like they didn't have to add a difficulty system. They added mechanics that you could use to defeat bosses instead. Summons, for example, is the big one. You could summon in like a group of wolves or a mimic of yourself or something like that, and it would actually it would work out. So it's, I'll admit I've only really actually played Dark Souls 3. I've just seen playthroughs of the others. I wouldn't mind playing through Dark Souls franchise fully myself. Do expect a lot more swearing if I play through a game like that. Tighten what's there and add a few new weapons and armor sets each game would have been fine. Yeah. I think the weakness as well that Elden Ring had was they actually put a lot of effort into the magic system, and very quickly that became too powerful. Which I know a lot of people are going to try and go like, oh, but this build in previous Souls games, spell-based builds were weak. The requirement for making the spell-based builds good was far higher and had not as much of normally a payoff as just a other builds. Now, sure, I know someone's going to go like, Dex build OP. Dex builds are a good example, though. OG Dark Souls isn't as bad as people think. We've evolved as gamers since then. Yeah. Oh, look, I think the first Dark Souls game is something that, like, even I would fucking easily play through without issue. Dark Souls 2, I feel like I would have to grind, and I'll be fine with it. And Dark Souls 3, like, I know when I did my playthrough of Dark Souls 3, I actually never fully finished it because I never went to go fight the Lord of Cinder just because I was too busy with the DLC. I played bad. I played horrifically. It was my first Dark Souls game on PC because I had played Bloodborne fucking numerous times over on the PlayStation. That game was phenomenal, and I still think that's one of the best Soulsborne games that they ever did, or like the From Software games they did. Because it did differentiate itself. It did have different mechanics. Its parry system was far more prevalent. So, yeah. But no, when I was playing it, I only really started playing it because I saw the twin greatsword thing from the DLC, I think it is. Like the on fire ones. I saw those and I'm like, I fucking want those. So I basically pushed the game to its utmost limit and like with minimum stats, minimum everything, just rushing through the game till the point I could get those. And I was playing with mates as well, I should mention that. And when I got those, then I just basically farmed for fucking ages and played the game that way. And those weapons are not great for like some of the final bosses. Same with Sekiro. Yeah. I always wanted to play Sekiro. Sekiro looks really, really fun. It's got lots of interesting mechanics. But yeah, no, like, when I played Bloodborne and then I went into Dark Souls 3, like, I wasn't completely noob. I knew kind of what I was doing, but, like, yeah, I definitely... Not having the more prevalent parry system available was kind of sad to me. I think that was one of the best parts of Bloodborne is you could parry fucking everything. If you knew how to do it. Giant fucking cleric beast creature throws a fucking punch at you, you fucking shoot them in the face. And if anyone told me they use their guns for actual damage and not for parrying, you fucking suck. So yeah, no, it's I really loved the franchise. I really like what they've done with the games. Yeah, no, I never played Dark Souls 1 or 2, and I'm not planning on playing Elden Ring. Like, okay, I want to add to what I just said there. as I said earlier, I'm actually up for playing Dark Souls 1 and 2 and 3 maybe on stream. Maybe even Bloodborne, that'd be fun. I will not be playing Elden Ring because I do not like the game. I think if I was to play that, I would play something that could just get me through it. And I've looked at the story, I've seen it playthroughs, and like, God, it just looks shit in my eyes for a lot of things. I do think that is partly because of my bias of hating on open worlds, especially excessive open worlds that have got a lot of empty time and you just kind of dot things in amongst them to just answer them. I think that was always one of the best parts of the From Software games, is that while it was technically gave you a feel of an open world game, never was it open world. It was always quite linear, and it would always have pathways that slowly nudge you in directions. And like, that was just awesome. Like you could take multiple routes and all that sort of stuff, but you almost always ended up in the right location at the right time. Or slightly early. That always happened as well. So exploring in those games was a rewarding aspect, but it punished you as well equally. In Elden Ring, it's only exploring, and then you can get punished because you happen to go to a location that you're not supposed to for a long time. And that's something I don't like. I cannot agree with that system. And that's the problem with open world. And I will happily go on a rant about open world in general. About the rooftop garden on top of volcano. Okay. I knew that garden was going to be used eventually. Okay. I love how I've been like talking over all of this dialogue, and I do kind of feel bad. Yeah, that's, I think, the big thing I really fucking hate about it is the final boss of Elden Ring. If you try and justify the fact that you basically are set in a giant fucking room and can't, you're stuck in a giant fucking room, can't use your goddamn horse. I'm sorry, that's something that pissed me off the most, is that you couldn't even use your fucking horse. And it's, the boss fight is literally run to one edge of a giant room, slap it, and then it moved to the other side of the fucking room. Hi, handsome. Hey, don't surprise me like that. I was gonna pop a boner, Jesus. But like, yeah, compare Elden Ring final boss to, I don't know, Bloodborne. Any of the final bosses from Bloodborne, depending on the route you take. Any argument you want to make. Even if it's just, the hunter, or if we're gonna talk about the fucking Cthulhu creature, both of those final bosses, holy shit, were fucking awesome. Sure, you could cheese the shit out of them and get them done, but if you're gonna rip off Shadow of the Colossus, do it right. Correct. Exactly. Again, like, Dark Souls 3, ironically enough, has one of the best final boss fights in the franchise, and it's not even its actual final boss fight, it's the DLC final boss fight. I do not think, outside of maybe the duel fight in Dark Souls 1 with Ornstein and Smough, I think Slave Knight Gale is the best boss fight they ever designed in the Dark Souls games. And if you're gonna fight me on that, go fight Slave Knight Gale and tell me otherwise. It's so good. It's such a fun fight. It feels epic. It's what a final fight should be. It feels epic. It feels grand. It feels like everything. And that's what, in a sense, I feel that's what they tried to do with Elden Ring's, what's his name? This Star Scourge, Radahn. That's it. That's what I felt like they tried to do with Radahn, but it just didn't feel the same. Make the final boss a hot chick. So few final bosses are female. Yes, I agree with that actually. Like, imagine it just being like a woman in some of this armor and stuff like that. Like, sure, it doesn't have to be like a hot chick, but like it would be cool. I'd like that. FromSoft, I don't think has a single final boss that's female, right? Going through it all in my head. None that we know are female, definitely. You could argue for some of it, like that they're either androgynous or male, or Cthulhu and creatures that you don't fucking know what a gender is. Actually, Bloodborne kind of had a final, one of the DLCs, its final boss was female, and she was fucking awesome. And if you know what I'm referring to, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that boss fight kicked your ass. That was good. They have some female bosses, but the final boss is almost always male. Yeah. I mean, again, in that argument, Dark Souls typically is very, social commentary with its story telling, like in general, is that like I want to say, is it like a lot of the time it's about the want and desire of humanity corrupting its original nature, and like basically even being good eventually fades away and gives way to evil through evil and corrosion. Elden Ring also has that, all sorts. There's the idea that like all of these people could have been good at one point, but eventually are made evil by humanity's actions. Like, again, Radahn's a great example. Radahn was actually an amazingly nice person. Well, I say nice person. They were a good person, and now look at them, they're fucking insane. And look at their poor fucking horse too. That horse takes a lot of fucking beating. Oh, that's really weird having the water sound now to my left. Shadier strategies, just for everything horrible under the sun. Oh, good lord. Think so, but he's definitely affiliated. That's how he gets his local information. Yeah. And like, I would very much love to like do a much more in-depth analysis, but there is plenty of people that have done this sort of analysis on these games, and I would just point in their direction, and say that I more or less agree with them. Maybe some slight variations on it. I wouldn't mind doing more in-depth discussion, but like making a video like that takes a long fucking time. Unless I just make it me sitting there and talking. Which I don't know if that's actually all that interesting. To be fair, that's basically what I've been doing this stream.
Oi.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you're just getting in my way here. If you say so. Whee! They're running those heels too, that's impressive. Been plenty of powerful empress and queens in history, no reason why they can't be in games. Yeah. I think that's a very reasonable thing, and I think that's something that isn't even like an argument of equality. It's just an argument of like disappointment and not actually accomplishing. Good fucking god, what? Not accomplishing kind of what you have available, not using fully the resources you can. Because yeah, like, it's hard to say anyone in Dark Souls is a nice character. In fact, that's kind of the design of it, is almost everyone is evil and out for their own purposes. Which, let's be honest, is that any... Fucking hell. Is that any different than real life? Bruh. What the fuck? Fuck you. And I guess like the problem as well is that stories that are trying to do that nowadays are typically in TV media, and my god, it's fucking bad. Because it's either they get the wrong kind of actress or they just don't know how to write it. Because you, again, keep in mind, and this is, yes, in a sense, double standards coming through here, but to write a powerful woman character, you don't write them like a male character. That's the problem that I see a lot. Because when you do that, you just get a fucking bitch. Like, I don't like you. You're a fucking awful person. I've seen powerful female characters. I think I grew up with fucking powerful female characters. I grew up with Buffy and Stargate and stuff like that. And like the Buffy as a series embodies exactly kind of what I'm talking about. That was a powerful female character written to be female. The point of her story was that she was the annoying, generic cheerleader bimbo character, but she was actually the hero. She was the super powerful character. You don't write men like that anymore. It's yeah. It does suck as well to see men written like that. I mean, like, again, some of the most compelling stories that I've seen in recent times, and like, for example, why I'm excited for a movie coming out next month, because it's the sequel to it, Spider-Man Miles Morales. That is a beautiful example of how to do a male lead and a female lead. It's hard to argue that, like, any of those characters, like, you had Peter, which felt very normal and generic for the kind of protagonist role, but he just wasn't the protagonist and they moved away from him. That was the point. Miles felt modern. He felt like relatable and reasonable, even if you didn't live in that sort of environment in the US or as a African American or anything like that. You felt him. You could like feel where he was coming from. Gwen, same argument. You could see where she was coming from with a lot of her story, and you're like, damn, yeah, that fucking sucks. Good on you for picking up the mantle and actually trying really hard and being what you were. Like, it's okay to have heroes be weak and sappy and have their weaknesses, but in the same process, then you get stuff like fucking the Wonder Woman movie, the second one that they did, which basically subtracts all of the coolness from her character and just makes her a sappy woman that's not capable of doing anything anymore. And then, like, she's got the big empowerment thing by the end where it's like, and she has to accept the loss and all that. I don't fucking care anymore. You lost me. That's the problem with these sort of stories. You try and make it so it's like you start questioning rooting for the character, but then you want to root for them, and then by the end you're like so glad that they pulled through these challenges. Fucking hell. DC and Marvel dropped the ball lately? Yes. The Marvel has at least had, and I will happily say this, 2 movies in recent times that has actually been somewhat good. I say somewhat good because one of them's really fucking good, and then one of them's really is pretty solid. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, that was a really solid movie. I enjoyed that a lot. There were a couple of moments I didn't quite like. Shield is so perfect, she doesn't need to do... Oh god, the She-Hulk series, I've not watched it because I'm pretty sure I'm actually going to pop a blood vessel if I watch it. Because it's not the She-Hulk I remember from when I was younger. That She-Hulk when I was younger was a badass woman that just fucking did shit and did shit well. Didn't bitch or complain or all that. She had to deal with the misogyny, but she just fucking dealt with it. She didn't complain and say that, oh hey Bruce Banner, you don't fucking have to deal with any of the shit that I have to deal with. Your life's so much easier than mine, even though you've had to watch the one person you came to love and respect fucking die. You had to suffer by snapping the whole universe back into place. Captain Marvel, oh god, yeah, no, I can't like Captain Marvel at all. But that's partly because I think the actress is bad. I think the Captain Marvel movie they did that's just before Endgame was an example of a perfect storm of a bad writers and bad actress and bad directing making a really shit movie. Do I think she got a little bit better in some of the small stuff she's been in since? Sure. But the character is also bad. I will a little defend that. Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel's a title. Captain Marvel gets shared around a fair bit. Captain Marvel's interesting. Somewhat, but she's definitely, like, because it has been male and it was originally male. Captain Marvel has been a variety of things. But I will definitely state, I fucking hate the fact that, like, in Endgame, for example, they shoehorned the fuck out of the female empowerment scene, and it made no fucking sense. You wanted to actually make Captain Marvel matter in that moment? Don't have all of the other females come and group up with her. You know what they did do correctly in a different movie for female empowerment? Was the fucking Infinity War, where they had, was it Natasha, the Wakandan general, and someone else, I want to say, female. They were all working together versus actually a female villain. That was a fucking awesome fight. That was really fucking cool. You gonna dispute me on that? That was a fucking cool fight. That was so much fun. I loved that fight. And that was such a cool way of showing powerful women. And then they fucking, in goddamn Endgame, it's fucking... I actually remember gagging in the theater at that scene. Yeah, like, why the fuck would she need any power backup? She's, at this point in time, they're trying to show that she's the most powerful character of the lot. Fuck right off! I'm so miffed about that stuff. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy was the other recent movie that they did. I watched that this past weekend, and I want to stress to anyone, if you don't like Marvel still, for the love of God, watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, especially this one. It's so good. Mantis, love you, girl. Why are you in that shot? What could you do? Exactly. There was two characters I remember in it, Mantis, and there was someone else that I'm like, why? Why the fuck are you even there? Like, I could get an argument for, like the Iron Man, I can't actually remember what her title should be. Is it Iron Woman? Or Iron Lady, I can't remember. But point is that fucking Tony's wife, Pepper, like her being there, like I could make an argument as like, okay, sure. But like, there was like 10 more maybe woman that turned up for that scene. Rescue. Is that what she's called? That's right, it is. Yes, thank you. And I'm fucking sorry, but like, her turning up, yeah, sure, but like most of them, it's like, Shuri, I think's the one. That's what Pepper calls herself? Yeah. But I think Shuri was one of the ones that turned up there. I'm like, why the fuck are you there? And again, like, I appreciate that, like, Peter handing it off to Marvel, that makes sense and all that, yeah. I could, again, I accepted that scene up until that, and then I gagged. Like, I legitimately, verbally gagged in the theater when that happened. And I didn't even know if I wanted to watch the rest of it. But yeah, no, I think overall Marvel have just been dropping the ball most of the time. But yeah, it's just the passing the glove scene, all the characters who have used the gauntlet before in another universe. Yeah, I mean, even with all of that, so based on the stuff in the MCU, actually the more reasonable person to actually make snap would have been Captain Marvel, because she was actually afflicted with the Tesseract energy, if people remember. So she was actually, her powers kind of in a sense are were imparted on her by one of the Infinity Stones, which means that she should actually have an affinity with them. So sure, she might get a bit fucked up off of it, but she wouldn't fucking die. Not like Tony. Yes, I accept that's how, but no heroic sacrifice. Yeah. Like, I accept that they needed to do the heroic sacrifice, but I fucking felt like there was so many ways they could have done that better. Like, sure, that movie did deserve the, like, it was a good payoff for a 10-year fucking long goddamn edge session of watching a shitload of movies. If you're gonna tell me it's not that phrasing, it fucking was. So yeah, no, also, this guy's just telling me to fucking do a real scam, like, game, apparently. But yeah, no, again, I loved the MCU, especially early on. It's hard not to love, like, the original Iron Man, like, early Doctor Strange, and those sorts of movies. Those were just fun. But, like, I did a bit of a rewatch recently, and fuck me, it was really painful. Like, there is a few movies that I was getting to that I'm like, I don't even know if I actually want to watch this. But yeah, no, that's why I'm actually really excited to see what happens with the DC CU, because Gunn's gonna be in charge of it. And I'm gonna be honest, he fucking mic dropped the hell out of Guardians of the Galaxy from Volume 3. That movie is possibly the best MCU movie. Just straight up. Once Stan was gone, it's not worth watching half the time. You're not fully wrong, honestly. I don't think that's that far off. Like, I haven't watched the Ant-Man movie that came out, even though that's like very important for the MCU going forward. I will watch it eventually, sure, when it comes on Disney Plus or something. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is amazing. It was such a good movie. Ant-Man's cool too. Again, I won't speak to it because I haven't watched it. I've seen trailers, I've seen bits and pieces from it. I know roughly what happens in it, but nonetheless, I haven't watched it. And at this point in time, yeah, the only ones I've really watched are Wakanda Forever, which, really good movie. I enjoyed that. They did a really solid job with that movie. Like, I went in expecting way worse, and I actually came out pleasantly surprised. You should see it. It's better than it needs to be. Oh, yeah. I think that's kind of what I've been hearing, is that, like, it's a lot better than I'm hearing. Like, a lot of people online are saying it's a lot worse than it actually is, and that's typically the case. Like, I know MODOK's in it. MODOK. I know, like, there's a few different things in there. I'm a little hesitant as well because I kind of want to wait for the allegations to subside around the actor for Kang, because, like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, he does not deserve the flack that he's getting because those allegations were unfounded, and that was basically how they were announced. It's like, oh, these are basically fucking likely fibs. But, like, the fact that they nearly immediately just started recasting just makes me really fucking upset. Because I think he would, like, the actor for Kang has actually been really good so far. But again, this keeps happening, is like an actor an actor or an actress gets, mainly actors, gets like somewhat popular, and then immediately there's just something comes up and goes like, oh, they're actually a horrible person, by the way, from like 20 years ago. Because I gotta make sure that they don't actually get to have fun with their fame. Alright, what the fuck have I actually gotten myself into? Oh boy. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, well, that's a fucking... Alright. Okay. The fuck? Sure, the actor's personal stuff aside, he's really shiz in the role though. Yeah, the Kang storyline, not great. Yeah. I don't know, I appreciated him in Loki, and what I've seen of him, seen from the highlights of him in Ant-Man, he didn't seem like that bad of a thing. Again, for what Kang the Conqueror is, I don't know, I think it kind of works. Because again, in my eyes, Kang the Conqueror was always like a bit of a fucking... I mean, he was a multi-dimensional dictator. But he also had like a bit of a fucking whiny bitch side. And I think they've kind of come through with a bit of that. I mean, sure, yeah, like we've got to wait for a while before it becomes actually good. But yeah, it's difficult because like they introduced Thanos really, really well. With the fine, I'll do it myself. He feels like a plot device. That makes a lot of sense actually, based on what I saw as well. I mean, I feel like they shouldn't have introduced him so heavily. I think they should have just had whispers and references to him. Because that's what they kind of did with Thanos, and that was correct in my eyes. And that's what made him feel much more like a puppet mastery sort of big scale villain that you now question, is all of the events that have been going on till now actually him? But yeah, no, like Guardians of the Galaxy, going back to that, the reason why I praise that so much is because it finally actually makes a villain that does feel world ending. Because let's be perfectly honest, since Thanos especially, none of the villains actually feel that big. He's there so other things can happen. He's not boss energy. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of, again, the argument. He's not supposed to be the boss yet. He's supposed to be the final boss. But I think video games that introduce the final boss early and just kind of have him hinted at, or like have him there but never participating, never do well in my eyes. Like, sure, you can have the final boss turn up a bunch and that kind of makes sense a little bit. But like, the best ones whisper at who the final boss is, maybe show you a scene or two of the final boss talking with their generals or something like that, and showing like how powerful they are over a situation, and then you actually finally get to interact with them like midway through the story. They fuck your shit up, you go shit-faced, and then you have to somehow like build yourself back up again and fight it. That's what they did with Thanos. That's what Infinity War was, and that's what Endgame was. They lost, and then they were able to claw back and win. That worked. You know what fucking doesn't work? Fucking introducing your villain as a villain in a story, but just being there and not actually relevant or doing anything. Especially bring on the Silver Surfer, terrorize the universe 307, wheel out Galactus without warning anyone. Oh, I stand by. Galactus and Doctor Doom are the two villains I'm the most excited for to see in the MCU. Because, let's be realistic here. If you fuck up with Galactus, you do not deserve to do the MCU anymore. Because Galactus is really hard to fuck up. He is a giant fucking dude that just destroys planets and eats them. You save Doctor Doom, you save Doom for after Galactus? Exactly. Because Doctor Doom is by far one of the best fucking villains in all of Marvel. Change my fucking mind. Because he is the most pure example of, here's the hero of his story. Go full King Doom too. Oh fuck, I would love that. I'd absolutely love that. Holy shit. But no, like that's the thing. Doctor Doom, conceptually speaking, is fascinating as a character because he wants the betterment of everything, and it just happens to be that his ideals are a little grey and a little bit questionable. You might not fully agree with him. Good God, what the fuck is this scene in the background here? Oh, yeah.
さあ、あんたの番だぜ。
But no, I stand by. Doctor Doom is the one I'm the most excited for. Galactus is definitely a highlight for me as well, because I actually want to see him done good, not what they did in fucking Fantastic Four. Like, Doctor Doom in that was still pretty shit, but at least it was kind of a bit more on point. They made him like a CEO of a company in that one, right? And they're like the original Fantastic Four stuff. Sure, Thanos fucked up universe. Galactus nearly killed you all. Cool. King Doom wants to unmake the multiverse. Yeah. I mean, King Doom, isn't that the same storyline where he just fucking one-shots Thanos? Where, like, Thanos comes in and going, like, you're fucking, a shit god. You're not, like, even an actual god. You're just someone playing to be a god. Even with all your powers and shit like that. Like, when I was in this position, I was unwavering and impartial, and I made judgment not based on anything I personally believed, but universally. And Doctor Doom's like, well, what are you now without the gauntlets? Like, I'm still Thanos, the destroyer, in charge of all these things, and that's more than enough to deal with you. And he just fucking one-shots him. And he, like, fucking, I think he slams through his chest, grabs his fucking, like, spine, and just, he dies in the process. And he just, Doctor Doom goes, apparently not. Gets the Beyonder's power or something. That, I think that's about right, yeah. Because basically he becomes a god of everything. And sure, he passes judgment based on his own opinions. And that's the thing. His opinions make sense if he's the protagonist of the story. That's what's so good about Doctor Doom, is that if you told the story from his perspective, you'd actually root for him. Like, even in the old fucking comic book stuff where he was a bit more of a cheesy villain, even then, he was basically the leader of a nation, a magician, a scientist, and he went and created he enslaved his human populace and basically made mechanical slaves to do all of the actual work because he couldn't trust people to do it anymore. I can kind of see that. Like, the fucker went back in time to learn all of magic and come back into the modern day and become fucking unstoppable. The dude's insanely powerful, and he's actually smart. Like, Kang the Conqueror is an example of someone that's just really powerful. He's a genius, sure, but he's not... Like, he's good at making things. He's not good at really... He's got some good plans and stuff like that, but yeah, he just knows how to manipulate the multiverse a little bit. I know that sounds really stupid, but... No, everyone versus the Surfer, and he's the coolest bad guy around. Yeah. Silver Surfer was great, and I love when he kind of sort of switches sides, you could say. I don't know if you'd really quite call that switching sides. He becomes anti-hero, so... Which, again, reasonable. So, yeah. No, I absolutely fucking... There is a lot of stuff that would be coming that I would be more interested in than what is actually there. Man even spins the gun, fucking hell. Captain Marvel just teleport you to somewhere else in the universe. You're inconvenient for the plot at the moment. I mean, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. The smartest thing I feel to do if this Marvel's movie that's gonna be coming out does badly is to give up on the current Marvel and just pass on the mantle. It happens. It's the same with Captain America. Like, Captain America and Captain Marvel are both titles that are given to individuals and are passed along the line as the story continues. Surfer could do that. Yeah, he could. Nah, fucking, let's do this fearlessly. And a bitch. Trapped in another dimension. That, yeah. Again, Silver Surfer is an insanely powerful cosmic entity. So, Spider-Man, how are you liking this fight now? To be fair, Spider-Man's actually one of the scariest fucking MCU heroes there is. He is by far the smartest, pretty much consistently. And, I mean, like, just look at some of the times he's gotten cosmic power as well. He's also normally pretty late in the fucking party to die for a lot of things. Because at the moment, any version of Spidey is the strongest version. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm super excited for, like, seeing what they might do with him. I mean, again, a lot of people kind of underestimate it, but, like, people do not understand how strong Peter actually is. The super strength he has is up there that he can brute force just about everything. No Hulk, Thor's AFK, Cap's old. No, it's because now it's Falcon is the new Captain America, right? After Captain America Winter Soldier. No, sorry, it was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He'd probably beat Cap anyway. Okay, lore-wise, in comics and stuff like that, Spidey has actually fucking put Cap's put Cap's shit in. Like, he's literally in one of the stories, he grabbed Cap's shield and fucking smashed him into a wall. Falcon's Bogo human, he can fight Spidey. Yeah. No, there's fucking no chance Spidey has a Falcon has a chance versus Spidey. Which, if I'm remembering correctly, isn't Bucky Barnes the next Captain America after Falcon? I'm pretty sure Bucky's the next Captain America. Which, yeah, no, I don't think Bucky's got a chance versus Spidey either. Because again, he's just a superhuman with a metal arm. Or a super soldier with metal arm, I should say. Like, realistically, Spidey, in especially peak condition, Bucky's super soldier, but Spidey is super... Yeah. So, no, Spidey's far stronger than him. And pure and simply, also, if he's actually kind of doing what he's supposed to do, he'll literally look at the fucking arm and press like a couple of points on it and it will fall off. Because he knows what he's doing. Like, you think Wakanda and Shuri and, for example, and all that sort of stuff are smart? Fucking Peter consistently shows that he's better than them. he also didn't want to. Yeah, again, we've had a couple of comics where we've seen Spidey stop holding back and people just, like, I think it was versus Kingpin is the main one, and Kingpin's like literally a juggernaut of a human being. He's not like an actual human. He's basically the Hulk, but without green skin. And he put his shit in like a couple of punches. But surviving, yeah. All while like some shit's going on in the background where I'm basically playing Russian roulette. Got on to what? That all of them are blanks? Yep. No, it's really, really fucking, I hope that they pull a bit of their shit together with Marvel, but like the fact is that the best movies that they've done as of recent, I mean the best movie they've done as of recent, the director for it's now going and doing DC instead. Miles isn't Peter though, so he shouldn't have the fighting skills. He's just better at everything else. Well, I mean, like Miles has additional powers that Peter doesn't. If I'm remembering correctly, he has basically like a taser-like effect that he can do, as well as he has some invisibility, as well as he has a few effects with the multiverse from memory as well, later down the line. That's where the good writers are, in my opinion. I'm gonna be honest, yeah, I can see that as an argument. Like, DC has not done good live-action movies for a long time, but their fucking animated movies have been great. I love them. DC's had a couple of good live-action movies, but, like, this is, I think, the problem. Is that, like, it's not consistent. MCU is more consistently bad than they are good nowadays. And I think we could just get into a point where, like, it's oversaturated. We need to pull back a little bit, my guys. Stop releasing, like, 5 fucking movies a year. We don't want more. We want quality, not quantity. And we don't want just CGI, for God's sakes. That's, again, something that fucking Guardians of the Galaxy did well, is a lot of their sets were actually surprisingly practical sets. And, like, a lot of their effects were a bit more on the practical side as well. In fact, I believe the High Evolutionary's face stuff, like his head and all that, that's actually prosthetic, pretty much. Which normally they'll just fucking CGI all that shit. And it made it way fucking cooler. Got a bit of nerve to trust your instincts like that, especially with your life on the line. So about my 3 million yen. Yes, yes. Here it is, as promised. Thor became a dad. Again, so I want to defend that one a little. But I'm not going to defend it fully. I want to stress this. So Taika Waititi has always been very famous for a lot of his, like, family parental storylines. If you look into the movies he's actually done in the past, like Boy, Where the World People At, even Jojo Rabbit in a sense. Like, there's a parental sort of storyline with a parent and a kid sure it happened in the comics, but yeah. But like in this, I know what he was trying to go for, is because he was trying to show kids being powerful, giving kids a purpose to look forward to and stuff like that. That I don't think is inherently bad. I think most of that was good. I think the problem was overall with the movie is that it had a bit of a yo-yoing effect with the intensity of the situations. Like, the Asgard settlement was being attacked, all the shit's going like terrible, people are literally dying around, and Thor's willing to still make quippy jokes and stand there and do nothing for good periods of time. And then like the kids get stolen and it just doesn't feel like there's any agency. They're still busy making some of the shitty jokes, and like there's some really shitty CGI in it as well. And like the whole thing with the gods was pretty meh as well. That could have been handled a lot better, especially when you have such an awesome person as fucking Zeus. And I stand by as well. We could go on to Gore, the God Killer, and how that's not the God Killer that I know of from the comics. The God Killer I know from the comics could wipe out the Avengers himself. This dude, even in the final fight, it never felt like he was winning. Even when before Jane Foster turned up, it felt like Thor still was kind of like either even ground or like slightly better than Gore. And then Jane turns up and it's just them fucking beating on him. That final fight had no like payoff for how scary supposedly this character was. If he was like perfectly deflecting the both of them and actually like like them, even when both of them were there, feeling like they couldn't quite they couldn't defeat him at all, I would have found that way more fucking compelling. Honestly, I thought it got the She-Hulk problem. So busy appealing to the new market, it forgot to make a product for the people who were watching it. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty reasonable. Again, I know Taika well, so like well enough from his content to know what he was trying to do. I just do not think he hit the mark. Like, he really likes playing with the kid, like playing with the empowerment for kids and playing with the family ideals, and that just didn't come through at all. Holy shit. What is wrong with you? To be young again, trusting your gut and running full speed ahead. Without a crushing grip of fear to hold you back. That's what I've been after. But yeah, no, I do think that's a valid thing to say, though, is that, like, at the moment, it feels like there's this weird mix attempt of trying to kind of still be interesting to the previous people, but also not actually committing to a good enough thing. Alright, so version of jazz albums, fun to make, but not enough structure to make the charts. Yeah, I think that's actually a reasonable thing. Do I work on this side quest now? Let's actually go do some of the main story, because we're almost at a point where I think we're about to switch over into the next protagonist, and I kind of want to get that done or started today so I can save and then leave it for next week. I've also been talking a lot about fucking movies today. Again, I'm very passionate about media, so it's very easy to get me on these conversations. Who could it be? Yeah, who could be this fourth protagonist? I have no idea. Alright, what the fuck's going on?
誰だ
カムロ署の谷村だ。お前が保護してもらいたがっているって話を聞いてやってきた。
ああ、あんたがそうか。
So he's gonna get like shot from probably Arai-san.
和会の三島だな。
Are you a detective? Yeah, I'm here to place you under protection.
そうだ。
Okay. And you really think you can keep me safe? Only if you keep your part of the bargain. To give me the dirt on what the Ueno Seo has been doing behind the scenes. And I'll make sure you stay out of harm's way. Then, that's a deal. I'll talk. Bang. It's like this. Me and Ihara were ordered to go make a scene at Club, around. Why? Dunno. Nobody said. Katsuragi just told us to stir shit up. We followed his orders. But then that prick showed up. Akiyama from Sky Finance?
そうだ。
Yeah, Akiyama. He fucked up the entire game plan. I don't remember nothing after he busted that bottle over my head. Next thing I knew, I was in the Champion District. Ihara must have carried me over, woke up surrounded by garbage bins, no sign of Ihara anywhere. Why the Champion District? Two of us get shit-faced there a lot, that, and it's close to in Elrond. Ihara must have been freaking out. I bet someone was chasing him and he ditched me like that. Started looking for him so I could find out what happened and figure out our next move. I had no idea what a shitstorm this whole thing had become. Anyway, I'd been walking around Kamurocho for a while then. I found him. His body. Anyway, practically puked when I saw that. Couldn't even process what was going on, you know. All I knew was I was scared shitless, so I ran as far as I could. I ended up at Uenosewa headquarters, but I barely remember how I got there. Found an empty room there to chill the fuck out. Thought I'd catch my breath and try to digest all the shit that just went down. That's when I heard Katsuragi. He was in the next room talking to somebody on the phone. What did he say? Can't say I heard everything. He was in another room and he'd already been talking for a while. But it sounded like he was talking to the cops. The word police came up a lot. But it made the next... what he said next that freaked me out. He said, Ihara's dead, just as planned. We'll get rid of Mishiyama as soon as we find him. I got the fuck out right there and then, thankfully before anyone saw me. I've been keeping it low profile ever since. And now he's gonna die. Here we go, here's the cutscene.
刑務所でもどこへでも行くから俺を助けてくれ。
分かった。とりあえず俺のアジトまで来い。警察で保護の体制が整うまでの間、そこでしばらく。
Oh no, he got shot. No, okay, it is him.
あんたは
Had a feeling.
杉内さん。
Ooh, I think his mouth stuff just clipped through a little bit there. You're one surprise after the next, kid. Getting this close to the truth and all by yourself. I'm damn near impressed. You don't seem too fazed by all this. Let's just say I had a feeling you'd show up. Huh. So you baited organized crime to see if you could lure out the traitor? Something like that. And you're not surprised to see me. Not really, though. Can't say I wanted it this way. How'd you know it was me? Gambler's dumb luck? Detective's hunch? Sugichi-san, a good hunch comes from keen observation. Didn't you learn that back at the academy? Must have slipped my mind. So, what tipped you off? I've known you were no ordinary cop for a while now. It's your fancy shoes. They always look brand new. Not exactly practical for a homicide cop working murder scenes. A normal cop buys cheap shoes and wears them into the ground. Our watch too. It's way too expensive for a detective's salary. So I doubt your average person ever even heard of the brand. And if they did, their heads would explode at the price tag. Huh. Well, don't you have an all instincts and sharp eye? Please, Sugiuchi-san, you really think it was all me? Huh? You haven't exactly been subtle. The rescue you staged when I met up with Katsuragi, sending Chief Hisai head to Homeland. Almost felt like you've been wanting me to catch on. What are you talking about? You've been working with Katsuragi for the last 25 years. But now you've grown tired of your little partnership, haven't you? Paid a visit to the archive room 13 and I saw the report of the Ueno Sailor hit. What? You and my dad were both assigned to the case. Only the two of you could have covered up something as big as Katsuragi butchering 18 of his own people. And I know it wasn't him. You were ordered by someone up top to alter the facts, weren't you? All to protect your good friend Katsuragi. Tell me I'm wrong. Shut your goddamn mouth. You don't know the first fucking thing about this case. Or about me.
そこまでだ。
You think he's that stupid to set a trap alone?
ここまでだ杉内。お前が上の清和会の桂木と内通していたことはバレている。無駄な抵抗はやめておとなしく投降しろ。
くそ。
杉内さん、もう終わりにしましょう。
やっぱりお前ら何にも分かっちゃいねえよ。
杉内さん、
てめえらごときがな、俺の正体知ったとこで結局何にもできやちなんだ。じゃあな。
動くな。
撃てんのかよ須藤さんよ。ここで撃ったらあんた終わりだ。日本の警察ってのはな、撃てねえんだよ。そうだろ。
一課長、何してるんですか。命令を。
これが警察って組織がひしこいて守ってる正義ってやつだ。お前にも分かったか。じゃあな。
I knew one cop's at least gonna pull the trigger.
俺は撃てるぜ。
谷村。
法律がどうこうって問題じゃねえ。要はこれが俺の警察官としての正義だ。
谷村、お前やっぱり見込みがある男だぜ。現場で30年近くデカやってる俺が言ってんだ。間違いねえよ。
それはありがたいね。
分かった。それじゃお前の正義ってやつがどこまで本気なのか味わわしてもらおうか。
待て。
Okay. Dude, there's a boat behind you. Why would you ever get a getaway vehicle that has another getaway vehicle behind it? But also wouldn't be able to point a gun at you either. Oh, fucking, you want to hear about New Zealand? Oh, for God's sakes. Right, let me do a little explanation of New Zealand cops. We aren't even allowed to have guns. There is an armed defenders squad that is a separate unit type that is the only ones that are allowed to do it, and it's only under a situation where someone else is armed, and normally they're still very, very rarely allowed to use stuff. The problem as well is that primary cops don't actually know how to handle guns, so they're actually quite itchy with the triggers. So even when they're set up to guard an area with a gun, in very, very intense situations, they're actually extremely jumpy. And if you go, oh, well, you're only kind of like saying that, I've seen it. I've never lived in a really good neighborhood, okay? Only go with only guns to cops who are allowed to have them. Yeah, we don't even have that. Most of our police are also not allowed to be equipped with anything at all, basically. So tasers, no, anything like that, no. We basically, our cops are unarmed up until the situation where an armed situation is required, and then they will respond. And they don't know what they're doing most of the time because they don't actually have regular gun training outside of, I think, like, is it twice a year? They have mandatory training for those that actually are part of the armed defender squad. So they get less practice than like an actual shooting range or someone that actually does fucking shooting range stuff, which should not be the case. And I've again seen them raid places. They do not position well. They're very, very stupid, and pure and simply, yeah, it's not even that they can't point the gun at the people, it's that they have to, yes, just get your military to train them like we do. No. We don't do anything. They get no training whatsoever outside of basic training. They don't get military training. Majority of our police don't get full military training, which is actually very abnormal for a lot of countries. Yeah. New Zealand fucking sucks. Alright, anyway, shoot and quick attack. Oh god, this fucking handles. Oh, this handles so fucking bad. Oh my god, I cannot stress enough how fucking bad this is. I'm just stuck right now. why is it tank controls of all things? Why is it so fucking bad? Like, I've kind of managed to stabilize a little bit, but that's by not having my fucking hand on the controller. Such a shit fight. Oh my god, the reflections are going past the boat, so it looks like it's floating. That was so shit. Oh look, we're back at the same fucking docks. Only docks in this area.
まさかお前がここまでやるとはな。教えてやろう。おやっさんはな、俺がやったんだ。何？てめえの親父を
Oh,
殺した
who
のは
knew that?
この俺だって言ってんだ。
I'm fucking sorry, you don't shoot a gun off like that in that range.
もう逃がさねえぜ。手錠かけたくれでな、捕まえたと思ってんじゃねえぞ、種めら。
Am I gonna do a fight chain handcuff to this dude? Because that would be fun. Aww. I'm actually a little sad. I kind of was excited to try and see how they're gonna do it. That fucking timing. Use the wall. Yeah, I'm trying to get us over there. That's the thing. Shit, I didn't. Was it close enough? Oh, you little shitbag. didn't get the angle right. Oh, fuck. Okay, I guess that's... Oh, fuck my spine. I need that anyway. Okay, I'm not getting out of those grabs, huh? Okay. Need to get used to this. So I need to just be dodging at this point. God, he's got a bit more reach than I was expecting. The inputs are not going through very quickly, good lord. Damn. Okay, I couldn't hit him with that. Oh my god, you I need a better wall. I'm not fucking catching him. God, I'm getting these timings fucking bad. Yeah, I definitely need to heal. Getting hunted in the Final Fantasy. You're not fucking wrong. Now that you say that, I hear it. Fucking asshole. I can't break his grabs. Okay, yep, no, I had a feeling, because bosses typically do. It's still worth double checking if I can get a grab. I can almost see the timer counting down. Oh shit, he is one of those. Okay. Fucking timing, goddammit. Oh, we dodged. Alright, I need to do another heal here, because otherwise I will probably die. Damn it. Like, his heat mode is just fucking hyper armor. Damn. I mean, at least he doesn't really do fucking jack shit with his heat action there, because as long as I can do the thing. So, just fucking got fucked. I mean, Tonemura's fighting style is just like parry and then hit them and then parry and then hit them.
今さら何度も言わせんな。俺だ。どうした？撃たねえのか？なんでだよ。なんであんたなんだよ。なんで？
Counter grab works well too. I don't think I could do it with this dude though. Could I?
だから言ったじゃねえか。違うんだって。俺はな、そもそも警察官じゃねえ。俺はな、極道なんだよ。どういうことだ？俺と桂木はな、そっちの世界でいうとこの兄弟、つまり親友ってことだ。なんだって？俺は初めから上の清和会側の人間なんだ。警察の内部事情をスパイするために警察学校に入りデカになったヤクザ。それが俺だ。あんたがヤクザ？ そうだ。
じゃあ
Kind of a dick move.
25
Yeah.
年前の上野義晴襲撃事件の真犯人が桂木だということを俺の親父が知ってしまったから、あんたは親父を殺したのか。
そんな簡単な話じゃねえ。
So this dude's gotta die, right? There's no way that someone's told this much information and he's allowed to live. This is Yakuza after all. They're gonna get a flashback and then he's gonna get like a bit of lines out and then he's gonna get shot, right? Like maybe somewhat of a redeeming moment as well. This game gave you 30 seconds as Sajima, then you had to fight Kiryu. Yeah, true.
ゴム弾ですよ。死ぬほどじゃないですが、威力は相当なもんだったでしょう。
お前何言ってる。
桂木。
And that way there's only evidence of one single shot on each individual, potentially.
てめえ、何して。
It's a lovely thing.
兄弟、終わったのか。
ああ、俺もちゃんと入院しねえとな。死なねえ程度に撃ってくれ。
分かった。これでお前が退院したら若頭か。
親父の方がくたばらなきゃな。大丈夫だ。しばらくしたら目を覚ますだろう。あとは頼んだぜ。
And 5 guys he beat to death. Yeah, exactly.
以上が冴島大河による上野義晴襲撃事件の顛末です。
なるほど。ご苦労だったな。
いえ、これが自分の仕事ですから。
ほう。嘘の報告書を書くことがかね。
何のことでしょうか。
無理がありすぎるよ、杉内君。この程度の報告書で私の目をごまかせるとでも思ったのかね。あの狭い店内、犯人の冴島が20人もの組員とやり合うにはかなり無茶な乱闘になったはずだ。当然冴島も抵抗を受けただろう。それなのに 死んだ18人は皆すべて正確に頭を撃ち抜かれている。
Yeah, that was your fuck up,
この
wasn't
斎藤
it?
という男はよほど射撃に手慣れた鉄砲玉だったんだろうね。さらに検視の報告を見ると面白いことがわかる。事件当日、組員たちは防弾チョッキを身につけていなかった。不用心にもね。そして頭を撃ち抜かれた組員たちは全員体にゴム弾を被弾したような傷があった。君も知ってるだろ？警察がボート鎮圧用に試験開発した特殊な弾丸だ。まだ実験段階ではあるが、相手を気絶させる程度の威力は十分にある。だが、犯人はどうして警察関係者しか知らないはずのゴム弾を入手できたのかな。そもそも致命傷を与えることができないゴム弾で一度相手を気絶させ、その上でわざわざ実弾を使って殺害したりするものだろうか。いや、もしそうだとしたら不思議な犯人だね。そして上野義治以外に唯一生き残った桂木という男だけはなぜ
That's
か
a
肩に
bit
実弾を受
sus,
けている。
huh?
正確に標的な頭を撃ち
I
抜く
think
腕を
my
持っ
man
た犯人
here
が
is about to call out
桂
the
木の時だけ
imposter.
狙いを外したんだろうか。
宗像部長、
杉内君、この事件、私の推測では桂
Lazy
木という
frame
男
job
が仕組
things.
んだことだったのではないかと思う。どうかね。冴島大河は桂木に利用されただけだ。このことに有能な君が思い至らなかったとはとても思えないのだがね。
それは
杉内君、一つ君に頼みがある。
頼み？
私に桂木勲を引き合わせなさい。そうすれば今回のこの事件、君の報告書通りの結末にするが、どうだね。
Interesting.
宗像、ひょっとして今の警視庁副総監の？
ああ、俺らのバックにはあの宗像副総監がいる。これでお前も分かっただろう。敵は果てしなく強大な存在だ。はあ、これで楽になった。30年だ。
So when's the gunshot?
30
Here,
年
waiting
も
for
偽
it.
りの自分を演じてきたんだ。誰にも話せず、誰にも理解されずにな。この苦しみがお前に理解できるか？
あんた、
俺は一体何がしたかったのか。25年前のあの日、宗像を桂木に引き合わせたあの日から、俺は警察と極道両方の犬になっちまった。本当の自分の目的なんてもうすっかり忘れちまったよ。
I kind of feel bad for him.
お前はいいな。デカとして生きられて。
Still. Bit of a dick.
偽りとはいえ30年もデカやってると、それなりに人に感謝されたり喜ばれたりすることもあった。俺はその度に悩み苦しんだ。果たして俺は何がしたいんだろうってな。事件を解決するや人から感謝される、そうなりゃ頭じゃダメだと分かっていても心の奥底では嬉しいという感情を覚えちまう。
It was lucky the boss was dirtier. Yeah.
俺もさ、お前みたいに悩んで苦しんで
But a smart man knows to play both sides is the thing.
力いっぱい
And it seems that that guy was rather smart. His boss.
杉内さん。
So yeah, no, his head is confined. Like, I'm waiting for the gunshot to hear him
対応しろよ。
die. There's no way he's, like, getting back to the
お前は自
station.
分の力で父親の仇捕まえたんだ。どうした？
一つ教えてくれ。
うん。
宗方の目的ってのは何だ？宗方はあんたや葛城を使って何をしようとしているんだ？
お前の目的は俺を捕まえることだろう。それは達成できたんだ。これ以上は知らない方がいい。
ダメなんだよ。それじゃダメだって親父が言ってる気がするんだ。まだ事件は終わってない。だから俺は宗方を捕まえる。
それを知ったら日本の警察全てを敵に回すぞ。それでもいいのか？
親父の死の真相を知るために刑事になった時から覚悟はできてる。
そうか。
Fucking got it.
杉内さん。杉内さん、しっかりしろ。
谷村。
Sorry, I'm giggling over the timing.
俺だけじゃないんだ。裏切り者は。
え？裏切り者。杉内さん、杉内さん。
これでようやく楽になれる。ありがとうな。
杉内さん、目を開けろ。杉内、杉内。
I know I shouldn't be laughing so much, but it's really funny.
そうか。杉内が死んだか。
ええ。命令通り始末しました。ええ。二人ともです。これから谷村の身の回りの事実を知る人間を始末します。
あんた、マーちゃんに何をするつもりだ。
Lovely. All right. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to make this save, and then I'm going to immediately quit out of the game. So, yeah. Fun times, fun times. I'm sorry, I can't get over just the bang. Maybe we should, oh, that's funny. Alright, well, with that being the case, thank you so much for watching. Great times had all around by everyone involved. Yay! But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like or a comment on the video. It'd be very much appreciated. Helps the video out, helps the channel out, helps me out, helps you out find this content as well in the future. Also, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell to find out when I go live and follow along with the content. Or as well as follow me over on Twitter, where I do post when I'm going live, as well as some of the stuff that I'm working on in the background and just general thoughts and feelings, kind of what you'd expect from Twitter. Tomorrow is not going to be Persona, as it normally would be, because I'm a little bit weary of time. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing it on Friday instead, because that way we can actually commit time to it more than we might normally. Instead, tomorrow I'm probably going to just play some more... there's 2 games I've got in mind, and I'm probably going to actually play both of them tomorrow. One in the morning, one in the evening. So you'll see, but it will be Minecraft Legends and what's the other one? Honkai Star Rail. I'll play some of that tomorrow. So, with that being the case, though, again, thank you so much for watching. Yeah. Guess you're finishing? Yes, I am. I'm just about to finish, Sin, sorry. You should know this. I finish at 8:30, remember? Come on. But yes, thank you so much for watching. You're awesome. Stay awesome. And I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.